Hey everybody, welcome back.
We talked, at least the last few years, we've talked about just the comfort level of having the same coordinator, a lot of the same weapons, and like that. How much is it? I don't know if the word invigorating is right, but maybe just the newness of this offseason, having to learn John. How much?
Yeah, sure, it's fun. It's fun. It's a challenge, and it's new stuff. It's new communication. It's different ways he likes to do things, and learning each other, and it's fun. It's a fun challenge. You know, it's something that we're working through every day, and something that's fun to overcome, and get closer to being where we want to be.
When we talked to him, he said, "Look, I'm not going to change much. It's been so successful. Just how subtle are the changes? Maybe with the casual fan notice it, and how much?"
Yeah, I'm sure a casual fan would notice some of it. Yeah. Yeah, some of it's different, some of it's the same. You know, he's got a long background of stuff he's liked that he's done, and then he was here for a year through a lot of our success. So there will be a lot of that carryover and some new. And to be honest, I don't think that would have been any different. You know, if you're returning with the same offense, you always kind of add some wrinkles. But yeah, certainly he has his flavor on the offense and has been doing a good job.
Jared, it's going to be a storyline leading into the season. Hey, they have new coordinators, so much turnover in the coaching staff. Should it be? You're not the only team that's getting.
Well, it won't be unless you guys write about it. I mean. You guys have a pretty good control on whether that'll be a storyline, but no, I think to answer your question, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Yeah, I love Shep. I love Johnny Moe. I've got familiarity with Johnny, like I just said. I mean, some of it's changing, some of it's remaining the same. The biggest challenge is just getting on the same page with what we like, and we're just constantly working through that. And no different than any other of the new coaches here, learning what we like, what we've done. Getting used to the way Dan wants to play games, and yeah, we'll be fine. But like I said, Johnny's done a hell of a job up to this point, and is only getting better.
But I assume you go into it thinking business as usual with all the same weapons, all the same elements of the game, that the offense shouldn't be taking any kind of a step back.
No, of course not. No, we want to take a step forward. If we're trying to get better and trying to learn from our mistakes last year and find ways to get better off of them. And yeah, we've got guys that are a year older and a little bit more mature and are coming into their own, and it's fun.
You've been in this league a long time. You've seen a lot. I'm just curious about how did you approach this offseason? Is there any one focus for you? Is there any one thing that you concentrate on?
Good question. There's stuff, personally in my game that's, would probably bore you guys. It's so minute with some of the throwing stuff and footwork stuff and how I want to throw certain types of balls and where I want my eyes to be and shoulders. And yeah, there's always that stuff, and there's different levels of it. And 5 years ago, it was a lesser level than stuff that I want to work on now. But I think beyond that, it's kind of what we've talked about, is just getting on the same page with Johnny and feeling good about what we're doing.
What's the step forward look like for Jimmy?
Yeah, he's already made it, man. It's been awesome to see. He's done a hell of a job, and yeah, just continue to do what he's done and just get more consistent. And he's done that. He really has. He's working hard. He's being a leader now, which is fun to see him grow into that and show guys how he wants to do things. He's talking to me a ton. It's fun, man.
Jared, it's good to see you guys were last year record-wise. Obviously, to see the NFC and get the first round bye. How do you frame that in knowing that what improvement for this team doesn't really come until the end of all of it?
Yeah, sure. It's a long year. It always is, and it's why some of these May headlines feel silly, and some of the stuff we're talking about feels silly because it's really, like you're saying, until September or August and training camp, and then even really till like November. When you really start to kind of get those wheels turning is when stuff really matters, and you want to be kind of peaking at that point. And so yeah, we're certainly building towards that, and a lot of the stuff we're doing right now is experimental and figuring out and trying new things, and not all of it is stuff that we may end up doing. So yeah.
Because you're the point person, also the common denominator through this whole regime. I mean, how much do you feel like it's on a little bit on you, I guess, to kind of ease the transition?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, and yeah, we've talked about it. I think you keep putting more on me is what I've tried to tell them, and Dan's all on board with that, trying to load me up with whatever it takes. And yeah, I feel like I'm at the point in my career now where I can handle quite a bit above the years and kind of take on a lot of that role, and they've given me.
Yeah, how much do you feel like more guys have that more ownership? I mean, and like the license to do it?
I will. Yeah, I think right now in OTA number 3, we're still kind of in our third install. But yeah, as time goes on, I'll certainly have a lot of control, and something that if it helps our team be better and helps our offense score points, I'm going to ask for more and keep putting more on my plate.
What's your impression of another guy that he's under?
Yeah, he's done great, man. He's been fun to watch, and certainly early on in the OTAs, just seeing how much he's matured and how much he's grown, and it seems to be slowing down a little bit for him now, and that's kind of the general progression. It's not any different for him, and I was the same way when I was in my 3rd year in the league. It starts to slow down a little bit, and yeah, he's done a good job.
Will you be a dad next time you see him?
When's the next time you're going to see me? Yes. Good. Yeah, excited.
Boy or girl? No.
Yeah, it's a girl. Yeah, I think that's public, yeah.
Are you going to any teammates for fatherly advice, whether it's diaper changing, time balance?
Yeah, there's all sorts of advice I'm getting now, how much, how hard it's going to be and all that stuff, and I'm excited for it, and, it's something I've looked forward to for a long time, and my wife and I have looked forward to, and, yeah, it can't come soon enough, and we're excited.
Hey, I've been paying attention to your social media activity. It seems like obviously you're happy to be here, signed here, but, just how are you embracing this whole Detroit culture, just getting used to things around here so far?
Like the Cartiers. The Cartiers. The buff song. Man, I love it. Just everything. Like the team, my teammates are super cool. The DBs, those are my dogs. Everybody is cool. We got a funny DB room. And the coaches are great. Coach Shepard's great. Coach Shea is great. Everybody's great. Coach Campbell is great. And even like the nutritionist, everything is just top of the line here. So I'm grateful to be here. And then as far as the city of Detroit, like it's love. It's been love. Like restaurants I be eating at, people be showing love, and it's the same. I give the same energy back.
You spoke kindly about this DB room before you even got here. Now that you're actually in the practice field with them, in the room and meetings with them, what is your assessment of them now?
What I thought it was, it's the reason why Kirby and Brian Branch. I mean, you could arguably say that they're the 1A safeties. Like you could argue that they are both the best safeties in the NFL right now. And like when you see them work day in and day out, it makes sense. And like even working with Amik, like you can see why he's the best nickel or one of the best nickels, just with the way he communicates, the way he approaches every day, and the way he works. And TA right now, same thing. Like he hit me up a couple days ago when I was practicing and was basically watching my film for me and telling me what I need to work on. And he was correct too with what he emphasized I need to work on. So the next day I went and worked on that. So we got a good group, bro. And Ennis has been balling his ass off. He had a great day today. So like our whole DB room is full of dogs.
What do you think you bring that's different, if anything, to this team?
I think I bring veteran leadership to the DB room, especially with what we play. I think that I could just help guys with reading quick game, reading 5-step, understanding what offenses are trying to attack in our defense, and just leadership as far as how I take care of my body, what it is to be a pro on a day-to-day basis. I think things like that, but I'm also still learning because I'm in a new environment, so I'm still growing just from the playbook and what the coaches expect out of me as well.
From outside, I assume you saw the Lions last season down the stretch, and they were maybe going to win the Super Bowl, but they did get a lot of injuries on defense. How did you view that from the outside, and how quickly do you think this defense can be put back together?
Yeah, well, like, when Hutch was, like, when we were watching him last year, because, films kind of, come across each other, when Hutch was playing, like, I thought they were going to win the Super Bowl. And even when he got hurt and they still were playing well, I thought they were going to win the Super Bowl. And me and a couple guys that were over at the Jets when we were, kind of guessing who was going to win the Super Bowl. But, injuries and stuff happen. But, it's a next man up business because, guys are going to get hurt and you got to, replicate it. But it does make it extremely tough when, a lot of guys get injured.
And it seems like we have tons of depth now in your room, and maybe all across the defense, and maybe that would prevent that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, all you can do is take care of your body, and pray to God. But, injuries is going to happen as part of the game. That's why everybody got to be ready.
Did you tell Hutch that?
No, I ain't told Hutch that. But Hutch is super cool, though. We talked a little bit.
It's early, but what are your impressions of Calvin Shepard's defense that he's called?
I like it a lot. Shep is definitely a guy that holds everybody accountable. That's what I really like. It doesn't matter if you played in the league for 10 years or you're a rookie. Everybody's held to the same standard, and I like that. And he knows the defense really well. And he's pretty much, we have a lot of things that we're doing, but he pretty much dumbs it down for us so we could just play, which I like that as well.
You bring energy, communication. It seems like he's a big communication guy. Talking about Shepard.
Yeah, Shep, he brings energy too. He's a leader. Like, some guys just have that dominant alpha personality, and he definitely has that. So, you respect that as well as he played, as well as, he respects everybody. And you got to come here and work. And I feel like if you do that, everything's going to be good.
You joined a room with... Isn't you played in a team that had a really good defense, not as good of an offense. You come here with maybe the best offense in the league. You're looking forward to that balance for you?
Yeah, it's a new year, so, we got to earn it. But, yeah, that offense, they were rolling last year. So hopefully this year, it's pretty much the same gel of guys, new OC, and they're doing really cool things. But, yeah, they're really talented on offense. So, yeah, once they get rolling, it's complementary. You play complementary football. It's going to help the defense. Defense going to help the offense. Special teams going to help both. And we're going to win.
You joined a room with some young defensive backs. How do you like how they're coming along so far from your perspective?
I like it a lot. They're doing really well. Like I said, Ennis has been out here, and he's been playing really well. So it's great to see him putting it together. This is our third practice, but he's been playing really well. And everybody else is playing well, too. We got a great room.
Do you feel a need to teach or lead or let them do their own thing?
I'm more of a kind of show what I do. And, if you pick off it, if you got questions, I got you. But I'm not, I'm new here, so I'm not going to just come here and just tell people, what works. It's like if someone comes to me or asks me a question and vice versa, I ask them questions because I'm new here, so they really know more than me as far as the playbook and experience. So I'm really asking them more questions than they're asking me right now.
What's the difficulty like last year playing on a team that didn't have a great record but had a good defense, but you still had to keep going out there? How difficult was that?
It's difficult, but at the end of the day, we get paid to play football, and you make a commitment to your team to play and to play to your best of your abilities. But it is tough, when you get to October, November, right, and you kind of already out the playoffs. That is tough because I feel like the energy is different when you're playing for something. But at the end of the day, you got to go out there and put stuff on tape, put great stuff on tape because that's your resume.
Is the energy difference immediately notable here?
Yeah, for sure.
To piggyback off of that, how was your last stop prepared before coming to a team that has a Super Bowl window?
Gratitude. Just gratitude. Just being here, I've just felt a lot of gratitude. Like, I needed to go through what I went through in New York, and I'm grateful that I went through it. I played with a lot of great guys, was coached by great coaches, and yeah, like, I'm definitely grateful for the time I was there. I definitely got better, especially as far as pressing, because we played a lot of men in New York compared to when I was in Seattle. So I definitely added more to my toolbox when I was in New York. So I'm grateful for that.
How enticing is it to play, I guess, in front of a pair of all-pro caliber safeties like the ones we have here?
It's fun. It's fun because you got to understand, like, football is all about spacing. And when you got safeties, the safeties we got, they roam. Like, they covering ground. So that you could play a little different when you go out in receivers. So I'm excited about that.
It's been your progression of Hutch so far, just as a teammate and being around him?
Very deliberate, very intentional with what he does. Just little stuff as far as how he lifts in the weight room, how he warms up, what he eats. He's very intentional.
How much did you and Aaron Glenn pass each other in the airport on the way to New York and the way out?
Yeah, I actually spoke with AG during free agency, and we had a great conversation. And he seems like a great guy and someone who would be fun to play for.
How much did Sauce contribute?
You guys go forward, please.
Transition to Detroit.
We talked on the phone just a little bit when I first signed. Yeah, it was just like it was a brief conversation, but he just told me pretty much to enjoy it, like it's gonna be fun, like he was happy for me, and that was pretty much it.
You gonna get the green tide if you guys win the Super Bowl?
Possibly, for sure.
No final decision yet?
No final decision, man. I'm trying to. I already got a lot of tats, so I told myself I'm getting no more tattoos, but I was just randomly thinking about it. I said, man, I thought about it, so I just tweeted it. That's how that came about.
Kelvin Shepard,
guys, last one, please.
What is the main thing he emphasizes to defensive backs or to the defense in general?
Get the ball. I mean, you get the ball, you win. Be a great tackling team. Really the fundamentals.
Right.
But football is simple. Like, it's nothing to complicate. So just get the ball, tackle, execute what's in front of you, and really dominate the person in front of you.
So you've been around Shep obviously a long time, but any difference with him in this role, or just how excited are you for him?
Honestly, the only difference is now he's got a mic in his hand and he's like in your helmet. So that's been good though. I'm happy for him. He deserves it, and the whole coaching staff on the defensive side's done a great job up until this point. We just got to keep improving. Just with the circumstance of the Hall of Fame game and stuff, we got less practice time, so we got to make sure we've been locked in. I feel like we've done a good job of that defensively and offensively and as a team. So we just need to continue to improve every single day and know that it's going to come up quick. So.
Is there anything that stood out with Shep versus what maybe Aaron did or focused on? Or?
I mean, there's a few changes, and there's some things that I'm really excited about, and I think the back end's excited about, and the guys up front are excited about. So it's going to be good, I think. But again, it's a kind of, you got to learn with it. It's a little nuances within the call. That's a little bit different than what Coach Glenn did. So I'm just excited to see what happens, and we got the right guys in the room to do so. So I'm excited.
What are you doing health-wise right now?
I just had a little thing done after the season. I mean, if I could, I'd be out there, and I'm out there trying to do all I can do. So I'm participating in every walkthrough session that I can be in, every meeting, everything. I'm doing as much as I can because I feel like every single player knows in there what it's going to take to get to where we want to be, and I feel like for me that's just, I guess, how I try to be, is try to be around the building, try to be involved, try to do everything that I can do to put people in the best position to win games. So
What'd you have done?
it's just a little like thing on my hip. It's all good. Yeah.
How do you guys judge, last year the defense obviously struggled down the stretch, a lot of injuries and everything. How do you judge the next season? Do you think when everybody's healthy, we're going to be a dominant defense, or how do you grade yourselves?
Let me think about that. When I be healthy down the stretch, I feel like that's just kind of a thing that just happens, I guess. I mean, it's not really on anyone. I feel like you just got to continue to take care of your body. Freak things happen. I'd say that. I guess I can compare it to, you got a Dodge diesel truck. It's going to run for 400,000 miles, but you're going to have to change the oil in it every once in a while. So people need some stuff done. I mean, obviously last year that was unbelievable, like broken bones. You can't control that stuff. So, and again, we just have the mentality the next person is going to jump in and do the job. I mean, we beat the Packers. What was that, on Thanksgiving, with guys who got there on Tuesday of that game week, and we played on Monday and played on Thursday or whatever. So we can do it. We won 15 games with not a lot of people. So.
Right.
And at the end of the day, people are going to be like, the playoffs, everyone's hurt and making excuses, but it really didn't matter because we won so many games in the regular season. We should have carried it over, and we didn't. So that's on me. That's on me and everyone else on the field.
So you feel like this defense didn't need an overhaul, that get your healthy guys back.
I mean, we don't need an overhaul at all. I feel like that's up to the guys upstairs, and I feel like they do a good job getting the right guys in the building to do so. And I feel like we have that right now, and we just got to keep building. And if they bring people in, welcome. Let's roll. And obviously when people leave, it sucks to see people leave, especially if you make a relationship with them. But at the same time, you just got to get the right people in the building. So.
Jack, with an extra preseason game and then 2 joint practices, which I know, but do you have to mentally physically prepare yourself for that kind of stretch now?
I would say that I've kind of focused on that more once OTAs are done. Right now, I'm just trying to be where my feet are, just with the meetings, practice, working out, training room, everything. But then once I get that break a little bit, I start. You got to get your body right. You got to get your mentally get ready for that, just because it's a long stretch. It's a long season, and I feel like you don't really people don't understand. You got to be in it every single day until the end of the season. So just taking the time when you get away to really get away, but stay locked in at the same time. So that's something that I'll plan out before I get to go home for however long I get to go home, and then I'll come back and attack it and be ready to go. So.
Was it good to see Hutchinson back?
Oh yeah. I mean, he's one of the best defensive players in the NFL. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Does he look the same as ever?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's good.
Considering how much you developed over the past year, I mean, how encouraging was it for Shep to be the one that got the DC job and for your further personal development?
I feel like Coach Campbell does a great job. He kept a lot of stuff in-house, and I feel like that's what he believes in. And again, whatever he says goes, and that's the identity and the culture that he's built here. And it's up to the players to go out there and do it. And I think it starts with Shep, so it's been good for me, especially me coming in, having to work with him so closely, to now have him as the coordinator, and I feel like it just allows me to kind of know what he's going to be thinking going into a game week. So, yeah, I'm really excited about that.
What does growth look like for you entering year 3?
Yeah, I would say I just need to continue to improve. I'm going to give you a vague answer on everything, but just sticking to who I am, sticking to when things don't go right, when things go when they do go right, just sticking to everything I do, keeping the same routine, never too high, never too low, being consistent. It's the same little mundane things. I feel like people don't really figure that out, but it's the little things that just you can do over time, and it gets you to where you want to be. So. My personal goal is to win a Super Bowl for myself, so I gotta get a Super Bowl ring.
How much different does year 3 feel?
I mean, yeah, I feel like I always think back to just college. Like every year, you just get more comfortable in the system. I feel like right now, year 3's been good. We got a new coordinator, so it's been good to not start from the new foundation, but we were kind of taking some stuff back and adding some stuff. So I'm really excited to learn about that new stuff, get that put in and see how it goes. But my base foundation's already laid, so just continuing to think back and think on all the lessons and experiences that I learned from my first 2 years to bring them into year 3, because you can't beat experience in the NFL. So.
Have you kept in touch with Alex this offseason? Getting the same
Yeah.
sense how he's doing?
Yeah, I've talked to Alex. He's doing really good. I got a lot of respect for him and everything that he's about. Obviously, he's not here right now, but I mean, it's totally up between him and everyone in the Lions organization. He's done a lot of great things for us. He's a team captain. I can't say enough good things about him. So that's between him and the Lions, and it's none of my business. And I got everyone's back and everything, up from Alex to the organization. Like, there's no bad blood between nobody. So, but Alex is a great guy, and this team really appreciates who he is and the player he is. So.
From your perspective, can you notice any changes with the offense, and just from seeing how they call it, or just
yeah. There's a couple new things I think you'll see this year. I think they've done a great job too. Obviously, they were, I think, won in a lot of categories last year as an offensive unit. So obviously their expectations are set to the tippy top, being the best offense in the whole entire world. So we'll see what happens. But I think that they have a couple little new things. But I think the offensive coordinator, I don't look at media, but I assume he probably said something along the lines of, why change something when it's already been placed and had success? So, but I could be wrong. So if he didn't say that, it's my fault.
He did.
He pretty much did.
Yeah. Anyone standing out to you, like early on, offense or defense?
Shoot. I just respect the guys who come in and don't have a lot of guarantees, nothing like that. They just come in and work every day. So my guy, since I've been here, is like Chris Smith. I think he's just been fantastic. He does everything that you need him to do. He's a great human being and a great teammate, so I'd say that. And a lot of young DBs are looking really good right now, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen with them, rookies and guys going into year 2, so it's going to be really good. And then obviously you get the additions in the secondary. That's been amazing. And then in the linebacker room, we got most vets back. Deron was the only young guy, and he's done a fantastic job too. So.
Great shot.
Yeah, I think, he's been doing good. I just feel like he's more confident. He's looked good. He's looked like everything that I could imagine in a corner. So we'll just see. But he's doing a good job. He just needs to keep working, and same goes with me. So.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you? Not too bad. Heard a lot about you this offseason, just from coaches, teammates. Obviously, just expecting a huge progression in your game. Just what are you expecting from yourself in year 4?
The usual. I'm a ball player, so I just expect myself to go out there and make the plays. That's when my name called. Nothing spectacular, help the team win games and get back to where we was at.
Every coach's face is seriously lit up when they talked about you this spring. Did you change anything? Did you approach this differently from a mentality standpoint?
I wouldn't say I changed anything. Ever since I've been installed into working hard as a kid. With my pops, I always had the same mindset, just go out there and be the best, work the hardest. My dad, he always texts me, like, I'll work everybody. No matter who it is, I'll work everybody. So, that's just my mentality. I guess just going into year 4, I got a little pep in my step. I'm becoming a vet, moving over from the rookie stage. And, I'm just ready to play more football and be more consistent for my team.
How hungry does it make guys gotten so far the last 2 seasons, but still did not ultimately reach your goal?
It make us real hungry, you know. I think people really don't realize how bad it is until you get to that game where you're 1 game away from the Super Bowl. You know, that was the one that hurt us the most, or hurt me the most. I felt more hurt losing to San Fran than I did to the Commanders, because it was just 1 game away. You know, it was 1 play away. I guess, you know, we got a chip on our shoulder. Everybody remember it, but, you know, we not dwelling on it. You know, we got a long season ahead of us. We got big games this season. Kind of really moved on from the past, you know, but it's still there just for that little chip of fire we need to go forward.
Dan talked about was just the added strength that you see in your game, being able to stop on a dime. And was that part of the focus this offseason? Have you noticed that?
Yeah. I talked to a couple people, you know, and they told me like why they lift weights and what it helped them with, you know. And thing I took from it was, you know, to get stronger. You know, I'm a little guy. DBs like to reroute and stuff like that. So, you know, I got to run through across linebackers. So, you know, I just had to get my strength up a little bit. That's it.
Do you feel it? Do you notice it out there?
No, not me. I don't know. I feel the same. I feel the same.
That moving into that veteran stage, how do you feel that out there? The guys come to you?
I feel good about it. You know, the young guys come to me about a lot of stuff, and I actually feel good because I know what they asking me, you know. So when I was in A stage, I had guys who I could go to and they, you know, help me with things. But you know, now I'm the guy. We got 4 or 5 rookies, maybe 6 rookies. They coming to me asking me like, what's going on, how this look and how that look, and I got the right answers for them. So you know, it feel good being that guy, that role model for them. You know, we just our brothers. We out here to help each other and get each other better. So that's the main goal at the end of the day. You know. No matter the age, what year it is, vet, rookie, everybody out here to play ball and get better, you know.
What can you say about just your mindset, how much it has changed and you've evolved and maybe matured as a human being from the first time you were out here as a rookie?
I would just, you know, say I just got older, you know. I seen how things move and, you know, figured how to move with things, you know. You just can't put football first all the time. You know, it's other things that go with it and go together and come together to make the whole football aspect better. So, you know, that's why I figured out growing up, you know, just getting older and maturing myself, talking to more people, opening up to more people, getting more advice from everybody, and, you know, that just helped me a lot.
Do you feel like a different guy?
No, I'm still the same person. You know, I just go about a lot of things differently.
When you talk to former college teammates and you look around the league and see the experiences they're going through and you guys share stories in the offseason, do you look around what you have here in Detroit and so many stars around you and just maybe thank, you know, Brad and this group for picking you?
Yeah. I talked to a lot of guys, you know, I went to school with. Garrett, Chris, Mechie. I talked to everybody who I went to school with, really. Jackson, Craig, Bryson, my roommates who I went to school with. I talked to everybody and just, you know, we just keep up with each other, you know, talk football, but the main thing is outside of football. You know, we built a brotherhood, we built a relationship, just staying with each other, growing up with each other. We were 17 years old when we met each other, maybe 15, 16, going to camps and rivals camps and stuff like that. But, you know, now it was 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago. I'm 24. So, you know, building those relationships is like, I hit those guys up a lot, often, and just see how they doing, the mental standpoint. I know football always gonna go well because I know we good players and we know how to play football. But that's probably the last thing I asked them about. But you know, I just look at the relationship part more than everything.
I guess when you look at the chaos around some other organizations and then see what you have here, do you reflect on the situation that you've been in here the last few years?
I don't pay attention to no other organizations. I'm all Detroit Lions.
Hey, Justin, I walked up a little second late, so sorry if you can ask this, but you had such a good year, and then the last game, I think you had 1 catch, and you know, obviously that interception, just trying to make a play happen. How did you walk away from that season feeling like? What sort of taste did that leave in your mouth? I'm
not even worried about last year. You know, we got a whole another year ahead of us. Last year is in the past. We can't dwell on what happened on January because we got a whole another 17 guaranteed games ahead of us, and we're trying to go do the same thing, go further, and hold up the trophy in February.
John Williams indicated that, you know, what's to maybe take their deep shots and such. And how much does that excite you, and what do you think?
It's really exciting, you know. It's exciting, you know. Expand the offense more. I'm looking forward to it, though. You know, that's one of my strengths. You know, go deep. So I'm really looking forward to it. But you know, it's probably not just for me. You know, we probably got other guys in the cut who can do it. So it excited me. Yeah, for sure.
Can I follow up on what Dave asked you? Did it take a minute to get over last year? I know you're past it now.
Nah. I don't really dwell on stuff like you can't. Well, it's May. I don't really think about what happened. You know, I just move forward. It stuck with me for a couple days. Like, damn, we should have won the game. But you know, I'm more of a positive person. I move on from the bad things. You know, it's gonna be bumps in the road. And I just took it as like we lost. We watched the film. Can't do nothing about it.
How about individually on that interception? What would you do different? What would you do different on that pass?
I don't know. Throw it out of bounds. What would you do?
I guess
I'm saying.
The point is that if you don't throw it at all, if you just keep it, run it.
I was saying, what would you do?
I'd throw it out of bounds.
I probably would have tried to keep it and run it. I don't know.
That's you.
With the jersey switch, with the jersey switch, did the NFL make you buy it?
No. It was free.
Makes it easier.
Yes, sir.
How's it feel to be back in number one? I mean,
It feel great. It feel awesome. How I look?
It's slimming.
Makes you look skinny.
Skinny.
Yeah,
I gained more weight. I'm
What'd you gain?
About 5 pounds.
Oh,
About 5 pounds.
that doesn't count. That's one meal.
It's good seeing y'all.